Hello and welcome to a video review of Robot Replicas, Revenge of the Fallen, Megatron, and the Fallen. Excuse me for that. Now, these figures are pretty weird. I've done the Jetfire, Bumblebee, and Skids review, and I found a discovery. So, Dark Moon Starscream had kept saying he was too small. He's in scale with Robot Replicas, which literally are too small with anything to begin with, so yeah. Dark Moon Starscream will scale with them and transforms. That's how small he is. And he's going to sit over here. But anyways, we'll take a look at the least exciting and probably the worst one of the two. Megatron. You can see some decent detail here. You got his face. It's very smushed. Some detailing in there. There's a black wash. There's not a whole lot of paint on this guy. Got some detailing inside there. Got the treads. Got his gun. Little bits of red there, some black and some black wash. You got some kind of bronze there in the thrusters, and that's pretty much it. The articulation for these guys is weird. Megatron has an elbow on this side. I'm not sure how you can hear it. It is ratcheted, so it'll do full 360. Go outward, one click, down. I guess it'll go 2 clicks, but it's really only that much. He does have an elbow joint that'll move forward and move back. He does have a ball joint that is pretty expressive as almost as an elbow on its own, and a bicep rotation. Head is on a ball joint, but you're only going to get rotation. A little bit of tilt, can look up and down, kind of, his chin gets in the way. These are on ball joints, but again, you're only going to get some wiggle out of them. Now, to my main issue with this figure. He does have a rotation. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it used to be like that. I mean, it was like someone snapping. Let me just adjust my chair here. Let me bump the camera too. It sounded like somebody snapping. It was so loud. So I actually had to break this free because it was seized. But yeah, it'll do a full 360. It's still super tight. And we'll rotate down and up a little bit till it collides in there, but it is hollow to kind of get some motion out of it. Elbow has a ball joint as well, just like the other side. You could rotate it. He does have an elbow joint, but it's super tight and it moves left to right. So it's pretty useless on that side. And he does have a waist ball joint that'll rotate that far and that far as well. You do get a little back and forward and a little wiggle. Hips are just bad. The way they're cut, they go out at an angle. So they can go forward that far, back that far, and if I move his arm out of the way, 90 degrees. This one is stupid tight and I'm worried it's going to break, so I don't really like to mess with it. Knees are double jointed, but that is all you get. There's no extra motion at all here. That's all you get for his knee. So you get 90 degrees on the knee, which is fine. But for a double jointed knee, you would want more. Feet are on a ball joint, so they move forward, move back, out to the side. Basically, whatever you want them to do. So there's Megatron out of the way. Nothing special, no thrills, no gimmicks. Just a basic non-transforming action figure. Kind of bland. Adjust my chair one more time here. We will bring in the Fallen, who is probably, get Megatron out of the way, my favorite of the two. You can see decent enough detail. The red's kind of splotchy in some places, and it's not the greatest. You can see there is some sculpted in detailing here. If you remember back to my Robot Heroes, I said he kind of had like flesh look. He has that, but the paint is so globbed on, it's only visible in the light. Same with his fingers. But yeah, enough. There's enough detailing there. Got reds in throughout his body, down his legs, even on his back. He has his cockpit as a tail on his butt. Which is weird that every version of the Fallen, except I think Studio Series, has the cockpit on his back. This is the only version that has it as a tail, but yeah, pretty accurate. It's weird that every toy he got was accurate to some degree to his on-screen form. And these are on ball joints. They do just sit in there. and you can kind of rotate them. This side likes to pop off, this side stays on better. But you can remove them, you're just left with that little weird bit. Articulation wise, shoulders are on a ball joint, so they'll go forward pretty decently. He does have these little nubs, they'll kind of collide. So they're pretty limited, but they will do a full 360. You get basically that. He has two elbows, one here and one here. So this first one moves back and forward. And he does have the same ball joint articulation. So even without using the elbow, you can kind of rotate it because the way it's kind of angled and get that. But he does have a 90 degrees at the elbow. Move this out of the way. He does have a torso ball joint, but it's more of a rotation. Can look down, look, a little bit side to side. Basically it. Hips, I have two of these, and both of these hips are warped the same way. So to get him standing straight, I have to rotate it like that. But they will rotate that far before they collide with everything. So 90 degrees, and that far before it starts to collide. You can try to force it, but I wouldn't recommend it. So more forward than back. And he has this joint here, similar to Jetfire, and this joint here, which will move back. Ball joints at the feet, but his feet actually have this ridge right here. So it's not like Jetfire and Megatron, we have all that rotation. It's at a cut, so you get kind of a little bit more pivot than anything. And that's basically it for the Fallen. A nice robot replica. I would say him and Jetfire are my favorite so far. We'll bring Megatron back in. Just the heft of him and Jetfire are just chonky figures, and you have the Fallen. But between the two, I do have to say the Fallen's my favorite. Out of the, what do I have, 5 of them? I have Starscream, Megatron, Jetfire, the Fallen, Ratchet. Out of the 7, him and Jetfire are my favorite. If I had to pick between the two, Jetfire's my favorite. But a nice figure. If you can pick them up for cheap, I definitely would. I would not go more than, say, 15 bucks for them. I paid, I think, 20 for both of mine. This has been a very quick review of these figures. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of Robot Replica. They were basically Transformers Red before Transformers Red. I will catch you folks next time with hopefully a longer and better review.